Well, it's official. The OnePlus 11 is going to come out on February the 7th, 2023, as it seems to be appearing in the news. Now, I think that's interesting, and I want to talk about it. I wanted to talk about this recently because I have the OnePlus 10 Pro. I also have the OnePlus 10T. Both, I think, are pretty darn excellent phones. However, there just seems to be this negative stigma that's attached to the OnePlus phones, and maybe the OnePlus 11 can be the one to kind of shake some of that off. Now, before I get too far into this, the Terminator 2 glasses, I'm suffering from an eye injury right now. So this is a much better look, and I can actually sit here in front of the camera briefly. So, talking about the OnePlus 11. I like the OnePlus phones. I had a lot of great things to say about the 10 Pro last year. Or, sorry, the 9 Pro last year. The 10 Pro this year really just felt like a 9 Pro like plus, so like an S version like we used to get with the iPhone. It really didn't feel like they put any effort into it other than throwing a new chip in. Basically, they came the same cameras, like not a whole lot of great stuff there. And I think it was criticized for it, and maybe rightfully so. It felt like they just kind of threw the towel in, even though it's a very good phone. I enjoyed it a lot. It's nice, it's fast charging. The cameras I think are pretty good. There's nothing really a whole lot negative to say about it. And, for those who are worried that the OnePlus 11 is not going to have the alert slider since the 10T got rid of it, which I didn't have any heartburn about that. I do like OnePlus phones. I don't really have an attachment to the mute slider that they have over here, which is fine. I didn't think it was the end of an era and that they were seriously messing up by taking it out of the 10T, but glad to see it's back in the 11. That should make some OnePlus folks happy. And OnePlus has been doing a lot of great things here lately. The last year, they've really kind of divested themselves from just a premium flagship killer, if you were, from years ago, kind of more of a really gone at the mid-tier market. That's where they've been making a lot of money, not so much off of the flagship sales. So I'd like to see what they can do here. Of course, it's going to have the Snapdragon 8 Generation 2, 120 hertz refresh rate. It's going to have nice cameras, a huge looking camera module on the back. Rumor is probably 100 watt plus charging. Lots of good stuff, especially when you're looking at like the S22 Ultra and it's still locked in at 45 watt charging. So I'd really like to see some of that stuff. I love the fast charging. Here's the thing. Whenever it comes to a phone, if it only gets like 5-6 hours of battery life, that bothers me a lot less when I can recharge it 50% in like 12 to 15 minutes. I mean, that's pretty cool. You go toss it on the super fast wired charging. I don't really understand the whole Super VOOC name when it comes to charging stuff, but whatever. I don't market their stuff. But here's one thing they got to fix. So, biggest problem that I have with OnePlus phones, they cannot make this mistake. They put so much, like they doubled down. They're like, look, we've done all these amazing things with all the cameras on the back. We've got the amazing processor. We've got all this great things going for it. And then you come around to the front-facing selfie camera and the sucker's limited to 1080p video at 30 frames per second. I don't know who does this. Like, I don't know who makes these decisions over in OnePlus land, but they absolutely cannot do that. I had made a tweet saying if this a OnePlus 11 comes out and it has a 1080p front-facing selfie camera for video, I'm going to chunk the sucker, like Uncle Rico on Napoleon Dynamite. It doesn't make any sense. And this is a recurring theme. We see it with Xiaomi, we see it with Poco, we see it with a lot of these different phones. I think Poco anyway. But anyway, they'll come out and they'll advertise all these amazing things. It's like, oh, here we go, 200 megapixel camera on the back, the most advanced camera ever of all time, and it's still the same sucky 1080p 30 frames per second video on the front. Like, I don't even know what they're doing. It makes no sense to me. So I'm excited about it. I always like new flagship phones. Flagship phones are the most exciting ones that we get. Of course, I love the Pixel phones. I love anything that brings competition to the table, especially here in the US market. So naturally, yeah, that's going to be great because whenever you have strong competitors like Pixel and like OnePlus, then that means that you're going to get great competition. It's going to help drive down prices. I recently saw something talking about the S23 possibly being delayed till a little bit later in February. Why? Well, the speculation is because a lot of the pricing, they can't figure out how to price it because there's so much competitiveness, especially when you look at like the Pixel phone. A lot of people think that's attributed to the Pixel 7 pricing. When you look at the Pixel 7 Pro at $899, it's been on sale for $749. Why would you want to go buy an $1199 smartphone in the S23 Ultra? Or why would somebody seriously consider looking at a $999 S23 Plus if it's going to be handicapped and it's going to be a dumbed down, watered down version and it's not even going to have the same specs as the Pixel 7 Pro? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you need to look at there. So I think from a consideration perspective, they need to. And I've been talking about this for over the last year. Ever since the Pixel 6 came out, I've been ecstatic with the pricing models that the Pixels put out, because it shows that you can make a fantastic phone that does all these great things and you don't need to charge $1,000+ for it. Now, I did say that the S22 Ultra is the best premium smartphone of the year for 2022. I stand by that. I'm sure the S23 Ultra is going to be a strong contender for that too. But did I call it my best phone of the year? No. I said the Pixel 7 because you get so much of the same flagship experience. That top-notch leading camera, best smartphone camera in the USA, tied for first in the world. All the Tensor G2 stuff, all the great smart features, the machine learning, the AI, all the cool things that Google does with software, the new features they add in. It's really competitive. Like, why would you want to go spend $11.99, $10.99, $9.99 when you could spend? It's been on sale recently for $4.99. The sucker's barely like 2 months old. So, not to keep talking about the Pixel stuff, but just digressing a little bit. I want to see OnePlus come in. I want to see them be disruptive again. OnePlus has not been disruptive for years. Like they climaxed and they hit the apex of their game with the OnePlus 7 Pro. I think most people think maybe the OnePlus 7T, arguably, and then they just off the cliff like that. And then the 9 and the 10 series just have not been received well. Really, just kind of watered down approaches of the same phone. So I'd really love to see some great things with OnePlus 11. Looking forward to this in February. I will definitely cover it. I'm excited about it. Hooray for the mute switch. And please, OnePlus, do not screw up the front-facing selfie camera, especially not now that if you look around, the biggest trends are, what is it? It's front-facing video for all the short-form content. Everybody is a content creator now. You look around at YouTube Shorts. You look at Instagram Reels. You look at TikTok. Everybody is doing this stuff. Everybody. So whenever you look at all the landscape and what you can do with all these other phones, you look at what everybody else around the market's doing, the iPhone 4K 60 front and back, the Pixel 4K 60 front and back, the Samsung 4K 60 front and back, and then you get the OnePlus with the 1080p front. It makes no sense. So I'm rooting for them. I want to see what they can do, and we'll take it from there. But February 7th seems to be the magic date, and like I said, I'll be covering it, and I think it'll be cool. And the pictures that I've seen so far, they look pretty good too. So that's all I got. If you have any questions or comments, and please sound off in the comment section. I'd love to get your thoughts and feels on this. Do you care about the OnePlus 11 series phone? Do you think it's going to be good? Do you think it's going to be a flop? Do you think that it's just kind of useless and moot at this point? Why are they still making phones? I don't know. I think that maybe this could be the one where they kind of create some energy and kind of get their name out there again. I hope so. I think that'd be cool. And also, thank you. I do want to say thank you very much for everybody who's followed along in my YouTube community post section with the problem I've been having with my eye and this freak weird incident that I've been dealing with here. It's been a lot the last couple of days, but thankfully these ZZ Top shades allowed me to sit down and talk for a few minutes. But it's still hard for me to look at the screen and type. So I greatly appreciate all the support. Thank you so much for all the well wishes and good thoughts and prayers and everything else. And I sincerely thank you. It means a lot. So that's all I got. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.